The chain weighs 11 pounds. You know because the blacksmith who riveted it to your ankle mentioned it. Not to you, but to the man who bought you 3 days ago for 19 pounds sterling. Your name was Kwame. Now they call you Nothing, or sometimes Boy, though you've seen 23 dry seasons. The hold still moves beneath your feet, even though you've been on land for 6 days. Your legs don't remember how to walk without the ship's roll. Every step on solid ground feels wrong, like falling upward. You're standing in a tobacco field that stretches farther than you can see. The plant is new to you, waist-high, broad-leafed, the color of a forest after rain. The soil here is red-brown, nothing like the dark earth of home. It sticks to your feet, which are bare and already bleeding from the stumps of cut tobacco stalks hidden in the furrows. Your hands learn the work before your mind does, bend at the waist. Grab the bottom leaves, the ones that yellow first, and touch the dirt. Snap them off with a downward twist. 3 leaves per stalk, no more. The foreman, a sunburned man with teeth like old corn, watches from a horse that shifts its weight and flicks its tail at flies that also bite you. There are 43 of you in this field. 31 men, 12 women. Most came on your ship, but 7 were already here. You can tell them apart because their skin has a gray undertone, like ash rubbed in, and they don't flinch anymore when the foreman rides close. The woman working the row next to yours is called Sarah. She came from a place she calls Ndongo. She doesn't speak to you, but once when you stumbled and fell into the tobacco stalks, she didn't laugh. She just looked at you with eyes that held no expression at all. That's when you understood. Expression is a luxury here. The leaves weep when you break them. A milky sap oozes from the stems, sticky and bitter-smelling. It covers your palms, your forearms, mixing with your sweat until your skin is shellacked in it. By midday, your hands stop feeling like hands. They're just tools attached to your wrists, numb, clumsy, covered in tiny cuts you don't remember getting. A boy, he can't be more than 10, drags the leaves to a wooden sled. His left eye is clouded white from something that happened on the ship. He doesn't make eye contact with anyone. The water comes once, a bucket passed down the line, 1 ladle each. The water tastes like the barrel it's stored in, wood and rust and something else you can't name. You want to drink until the bucket is empty. You take your ladle and pass it on. At noon, the sun stands directly overhead and there is no shade anywhere. The foreman rides to the edge of the field and dismounts. He pisses against a fence post, then drinks from a leather flask. He doesn't offer it to anyone. You notice things you shouldn't notice. The foreman's boots are made of leather soft as skin. His shirt is clean. When he wipes his mouth, his hand is smooth. No calluses, no scars, no tobacco sap turning his palms brown. In the next row over, a man collapses, just drops between the stalks like someone cut his strings. 2 others drag him to the edge of the field. The foreman watches but doesn't dismount. After 5 minutes, the man stands up again. His legs shake. He goes back to work. You learn something. Falling is allowed. Staying down is not. By mid-afternoon, your back screams. Not the sharp pain of injury, but the deep ache of muscles asked to do more than they were built for. Your spine feels compressed, each vertebra grinding against the next. You try to straighten up, but the foreman's voice cracks across the field. Work, boy. And you bend again. The rhythm becomes everything. Bend, grab, twist, drop, step. Your mind empties into the pattern. You stop thinking about home, about the ship, about the fact that 6 weeks ago you were helping your father repair fishing nets and arguing with your sister about who would carry water that morning. You stop thinking about anything at all. This is survival. Not the dramatic kind. No fighting, no escape, no moment of defiant resistance. Just the grinding erasure of everything you were, 1 tobacco leaf at a time. You see the foreman strike a woman 3 rows over. She's moving too slow, he says. The blow comes fast, the butt of his riding crop across her shoulders. She doesn't cry out, just keeps working with blood seeping through the back of her shift. No one stops picking. No one looks up. This is the rule you're learning. Witness nothing. Remember nothing. Survive. The sun finally begins its descent. The light turns gold, then amber, then the color of old blood. Your shadow stretches long across the field, a distorted version of yourself, impossibly tall and thin. The foreman calls something you don't understand. Work stops. The sudden stillness feels wrong. Your hands keep moving for a moment before you realize you can stop. The walk back is a quarter-mile. The chain on your ankle has rubbed the skin raw, and each step sends a bright spike of pain up your calf. The person in front of you leaves footprints of blood in the dust. The quarters appear ahead, a long wooden structure with a roof, but no walls on the sides. Just posts and a slanted covering to keep off rain. 37 people will sleep there tonight. You'll be 38. Dinner is cornmeal mush in a wooden bowl. No spoon. You eat with your fingers, too hungry to care that the mush is cold and unseasoned, and barely enough to fill a child. There's a piece of salt pork the size of your thumb. You eat it so fast you barely taste it. Around you, people eat in silence. Someone coughs, a wet, rattling sound. The boy with the clouded eye sits by himself, scraping the last bits of mush from his bowl. You try to remember the last real meal you ate. There was fish, you think, and yams, and something your mother made with palm oil and peppers. The memory is already fading, softening at the edges like cloth left too long in the sun. Night comes fast. Stars appear. The same stars you knew before, but arranged wrong. The patterns are broken. Nothing is where it should be. You lie on the wooden platform that serves as a bed. There's no mattress, no blanket. Just boards still warm from the day's heat. The chain on your ankle clinks when you shift position. The sound becomes a kind of music. The symphony of 43 chains moving in the dark. Sleep should be impossible, but exhaustion is its own country. You fall into it without meaning to. You dream of the ship, the smell of it, human waste and seawater and death. The sound of it, chains scraping, people weeping, waves slamming against the hull. You wake up gasping, expecting to see the deck planks inches from your face. Instead, there's sky, stars, the sound of crickets. The second day starts before sunrise. Just the foreman's voice cutting through the dark. Up, work! Your body doesn't want to move. Your body. Every muscle has hardened overnight into something brittle and painful. Standing up feels like breaking yourself apart. Breakfast is the same cornmeal mush. You eat standing up, the bowl still in your hands when the foreman starts walking toward the fields. You learn to eat and walk at the same time. The tobacco field looks different in dawn light. Mist rises from the furrows. A bird calls somewhere nearby, 3 clear notes. Then you're bending again, grabbing, twisting, dropping. There's only the work. Your hands don't hurt anymore. Not the way they hurt yesterday. The pain has evolved into something deeper. The tobacco sap has stained your skin dark brown, almost black. Sarah is working closer to you now, maybe 15 feet away. Her breathing is steady, rhythmic, controlled. She knows how to ration her strength. You try to match her pace. It helps, a little. A thought arrives. You might survive this. Not thrive, not escape, but survive. Your body might adapt. You might become like the others. Gray-skinned, expressionless, mechanical. The thought terrifies you. Weeks pass, then months. Summer heat gives way to fall's cool mornings. You lose track of time. Days blend together in an endless cycle. The chain on your ankle is eventually removed. Not because you've earned freedom, but because they don't need it anymore. There's nowhere to run. Your ankle is a mess of raw flesh and scabs. People die. An old man in your quarters. The boy with the clouded eye. You wake up one morning and he's simply gone. You survive. That's all, one day bleeding into the next. One morning you wake up and realize you can't remember your mother's face. You try, you concentrate, you close your eyes, but it's gone. Just a vague sense of warmth. Nothing concrete. You don't cry. You stopped crying months ago. The chain is gone from your ankle. But you're not free. You'll never be free. Kwame is gone. The person who argued with his sister who helped repair fishing nets, that person is dead. What remains is just a body, a tool, property worth 19 pounds, working someone else's land. This is 1619 Virginia. And you are a slave, and tomorrow you'll wake up and do it all again.